So you join me in Kelso for the Scottish Borders National 4-mile handicap chase. Our top weight is going to be Condemnation for Paul Parsons, Mayhem on Ice for Darren Thompson, Advantage to the Enemy Darren Thompson, Closing Argument for Paul Parsons, Katie Holmes for Matt Cooper, Pedro Hogan's Rialto Decoy, Pax Thatch for David Robertson, Laguna Wolf for Pedro Hogan, David Robertson's Cumbrian Dancing, Matador for Martin Elam, Suzuki Soleas for Alex Cherry, Countrywide Scimitar for Matt Cooper, Get a Buzz for Alex Cherry, Rowdy Calori for Del Hinton, along with Mezzotint, 15 of them, over 4 miles, up at the Borders, the racing, and as we'd expect over 4 miles they get to the first of 20, there's only 20 left to take. So plenty of racing on the flat here. And as they've settled down going through the first furlong and a half, it's Closing Argument with his stablemate Condemnation and Martin Needham's grey Matador. Although I made a terrible mistake there at the second. Matador lucky to have kept his jockey in the plate, as well as at the back. Advantage to the Enemy for Darren Thompson. That one didn't particularly get over it well. One right at the rear is Countrywide Scimitar for Matt Cooper, a big bold grey horse. Although Get a Buzz has just taken that position up with for Alex Cherry. So Closing Argument is our leader, just by length and a half to Condemnation. And inside of that is Matador for Martin Needham, and Double Silks for Pedro, Laguna Wolf and Rialto Decoy. It looks like Matador's taking a hold there, and then just up on the inside of that is Cumbrian Dancer, just on the outside is Suzuki Soleas, so they go over the third. And we've lost one. Countrywide Scimitar's gone, shipped his jockey Unlucky Matt. Got another one in here, Katie Holmes. She likes a ride. So Closing Argument and Rialto Decoy, Condemnation and Matador and Laguna Wolf within a length and a half of each other as they approach the fourth. I'll skip over that. The one that moved up now is this Advantage to the Enemy. Didn't get over a couple early up, not very well. And he's got his stablemate Mayhem on Ice for company. And then Suzuki Solace, Cumbrian Dancer towards a row. Katie Holmes a little bit wider in the red silks. Between those is Pax Thatch. And then Rowdy Calori, Get a Buzz and Mezzotint. Just for Dells, just at the rear at the moment. Closing Argument leads us to the fifth. I made a bit of a mistake again, was Advantage to the Enemy there. Hit the ground hard. They go down the back straight. That's Closing Argument still. From stablemate Condemnation and Matador, Laguna Wolf and Rialto Decoy. Just behind those is Advantage to the Enemy. Stuck himself nicely in, although he's going to run out of racing room with Matador very close as they go over the 6. They'll clear that as well. So Closing Argument, hopefully for Paul Parsons. And not Daniel French, that's the mistake I made in the last. Us commentators hate making blatant mistakes. Closing Argument leads them over the 8th. They didn't get over that particularly well, but survived. Katie Holmes and Mezzotint at the rear will pour over it. So still 2.5 miles to go. It's Closing Argument. 3-length advantage now. From Rialto Decoy, Condemnation, Laguna Wolf, Matador up against the row. Advantage to the Enemy. They're all together. And the two David Robertson horses, Cumbrian Dancing and Pax Thatch. Over the 9th. Happily bowling along. So Closing Argument, still our leader. From Advantage to the Enemy, that's nosed into second for the first time. As they get to the 10th, again the leader hit the top of that one. Last couple of fences hasn't taken particularly well. It's allowed Advantage to the Enemy to get within half a length and brought Laguna Wolf for company, the 3 of them. Length back to Pax Thatch and Matador and Suzuki Soleas between them. And Condemnation. Behind that is Get a Buzz up against the row, a bit wider. Rowdy Calori made up some ground now. Rialto Decoy has dropped back a little bit. Then probably a length to Katie Holmes, Mayhem on Ice, Cumbrian Dancer, and just Mezzotint. The loose horse is still in there. So up front, still those three. Closing argument, advantage to the enemy, and Laguna Wolf. We get to the 11th, a small ditch. And we'll clear that. I had to ride away from it a little bit was Matador. He's still in this leading group now. That's broke away a little bit by 4 lengths to the chasing group, just being led by Laguna Wolf. Just put a tiny bit of pace into it as they get to the 12th. Everybody's clear, and it's closing argument. Laguna Wolf, Matador just 3 wide of those, and advantage to the enemy. And Suki Soleas, stablemate Get a Buzz up against the route. Followed through by Pax Thatch and Cumbrian Dancing, Condemnation. It's moved off the row now, just inside of that is Rowdy Kalori. Go past the winning post for the last time, gone out for another circuit. There's a couple going really wide. He has noticed on that bend. You don't want to be wide at Kelso and Starder's orders. The closing argument leads him into the 13th, but didn't really take it very well. Lost all momentum, and Matador's now taking it up the grey for Martin Leader. Matador from closing argument gets over to the row. Next closing argument do the work now. And they're a length and a half away from Laguna Wolf. And the 2 Alex Cherry horses Get a Buzz and Suzuki Soleas, and an advantage to the enemy against the row. And then Cumbrian Dancer and Condemnation and Pax Thatch. Good jump there over the 14th just as the closing argument was trying to get to Matador. Very fast. Anyway, Matador from closing argument, 3 back to Laguna Wolf and Get a Buzz and Cumbrian Dancer as they go over the 15th. Again, closing argument rather stumbled his way over it. Matador just taking a breather. Allow closing argument just to come alongside again as we're going to come down to the final mile as they get to the 16th, 5 from home. This time it was Matador that made the mistake. Oh, we lost one. It's Rialto Decoy went to the back, but it's closing argument now taking it up by 3 lengths from Matador's poor jump, and then Laguna Wolf, an advantage to the enemy. On the outside of that is Suzuki Soleas. Cumbrian Dancing's there, as well as Get a Buzz. Trying to move up now is Condemnation. One dropping back a little bit is Pax Thatch, but up front is still this closing argument now. Back in the lead by 3 over the 17th. So with 3 to take, it's closing argument from Matador, Suzuki Soleas, Laguna Wolf, Cumbrian Dancer, and advantage to the enemy. Also running up on the outside now is Condemnation. Pax Thatch is trying to get in there, but they're going to run out of room. Advantage to the enemy and Mayhem on Ice are all going to knock anywhere. Matador is poor jump there has allowed closing argument to have a 4-length advantage now from his stablemate Condemnation that's come into it. We've still got 5 furlongs to go, and it's this closing argument still leads from Condemnation and Cumbrian Dancing. Trying to push on there is Suki Soleas on the wide outside with a bit of racing room is I think Mayhem on Ice, an advantage to the enemies just behind him. But closing argument still got the lead inside the final half mile. Closing argument 3 lengths back to Condemnation stablemate. Cumbrian Dancing out wide is Mayhem on Ice, but carrying a lot of weight. Matador's coming back into it, but closing argument still leads inside the 3 now as they go over the small ditch. 19th, the leader's over it. We've lost Condemnation, he's gone, but closing argument Matador and Cumbrian Dancing and Mayhem on Ice trying to close the gap. We're inside the 2. Closing argument still leads by 4. It's 1 to take from Matador and Cumbrian Dancing and Mayhem on Ice. Still trying to run on his Laguna Wolf, an advantage to the enemy as they go over the 20th. Much better jump. Poor jump by Matador in 2nd, and closing argument. A furlong left to run. Can Cumbrian Dancing and Matador and Laguna Wolf and Mayhem on Ice get any closer? We're coming into the final half of a furlong, and it's closing argument by 3 to Cumbrian Dancing in 2nd. Matador's going to get up for 3rd again. If he jumped a little bit better, he may have done well. So it's a win for closing argument. The Scottish Borders National Handicap Chase goes around the world to Australia. Oh, I don't know what language that was, isn't it? Oh, all right, mate. Oh, I don't know how to speak like an Australian. Cobber. Anyway, closing argument, it could be Daniel French. But Cumbrian Dancing for David Robertson was 2nd. Matador for Martin Eden was 3rd. 4th, it looks like Laguna Wolf there. And probably it was Laguna Wolf for Patrick Hogan in 4th. And Darren Thompson's Mayhem on Ice 5th, although he had got short for room on a lot of occasions.